R. Menon. I am the speaker.
Hi, I'm Vaishnavi and I'll be the Minister of Home Affairs.
Hello everyone, my name is Bhavit Krishna and I'll be the Minister for Health and Family Welfare.
Hello, I'm Nandana Tilak and I'll be the Minister of Finance.
Hello, I'm Ishita Sudhir and I will be the Minister of Women and Child Development.
Hi, I am Maria Teresa and I am a member of the ruling party.
Hi, I'm Shoaib Sanjay Muhyiddin of Class 10 and I'll be the leader of the opposition.
Hi, I'm Ishani CA and I will be one of the members of opposition.
Hi, I'm Avnit Renu, member of the opposition.
Hi, I'm Anshika Manoj, the member of the opposition party.
Hi, my name is Harun Raji of Class 10A and I am a member of the opposition party.
I am Ivan Abraham of Class 10. I am the Marshal of this Parliament.
Honorable members of the Parliament, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, we have our eminent Minister seated. Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, Ms. Vaishnavi R. Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Mr. Bhagat Krishna. Honorable Minister of Women and Child Development, Ms. Ishita Sudhir. Honorable Minister of Finance, Ms. Nandana Tilak. Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, please frame your thoughts.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Madam. Greetings to all members present here. It's a spectacular day for us Indians. As you know, our country have been on the verge of a serious health crisis predicament due to a sudden incline in the COVID-19 cases. Unfortunately, thanks to the people's representatives, health workers, and volunteers, we have been able to suppress the situation within a short span of time. Presently, India has received succor from various countries around the globe. We have developed our relations with the foreign authorities and are monitoring all necessities in terms of health as well as other pertinent factors under the Ministry of Home Affairs. But while we were engaged with the pandemic, there has been reports of an exponential rise in terrorist as well as anti-national activities throughout the nation. Our forces have neutralized several parallel telephone exchanges from various parts of Kerala and UP. Our command forces have also neutralized militant locations and have seized several threatening weapons. This is an alarming situation, and we are working alongside the Ministry of Defense to trace out further militant holdouts. I take this as an opportunity to request all the members of this parliament and the ministers for your cooperation, as this is a very serious situation which must be discussed parallel to the COVID crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Home Affairs. As you mentioned, we must have a session to debate on this topic. Now, the question hour starts. Question number 101. Ms. Ishani, please proceed.
Honorable Speaker, question number 101. As you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has wreaked havoc on the country and the people's suffering is inconceivable. And now, about the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs claims about the anarchist movement, I admit the fact that our country has a risk of terrorist movements. But considering the present conditions, do you think it is sensible enough to divert the attention of our country from the ongoing COVID crisis to terror claims? Thousands are losing their lives each day, and here you are claiming that the COVID cases have declined. But when and where? Honorable Speaker, Madam, I think this is one of those trivial attempts of the ruling government to divert our attention from the COVID crisis that they clearly have been mishandling. As you know, the way the government's handling of this situation has been pathetic. This is one of their tricks to fool the poor people and the voters in the name of country's defense and change the topic from their clear inability to handle this health crisis. We need a reasonable explanation from the Honorable Minister of Home Affairs.
Honorable Member of the Opposition, I admit the fact that under the present circumstances, it is not wise that the country direct their focus at these terror claims. But as we all know, each and every life counts, be it regarding health or about the so-called terrorism. Both play an equally important role in the lives of our fellow citizens. And being the Minister of Home Affairs, it is my assigned duty to point it out and do the needful. Recently, there have been reports that the Pakistan-based terror groups Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba, both active in Jammu and Kashmir and involved in a large number of terror attacks in the past, have shifted their bases to Afghanistan with a friendly Taliban regime in place. The Taliban's control in Afghanistan means a bigger hand for the Pakistani military and intelligence agencies to influence outcomes for the country. Now, if you take a look at the health crisis, it was not right to say that the government had taken its eyes off the situation. The second wave of COVID-19 spread so fast that it was not possible to get control over it. But by getting vaccinated at the earliest, citizens could have taken a resolution in bringing down the number of cases. India has been among the countries which have tackled the corona situation well, and our fatality and recovery rates have been amongst the
Speaker,
top
madam,
population
I'm not
globally.
done
The
chatting.
fight
Can you
against the
allow
country,
me to complete
against
my
the pandemic,
question?
Madam
is a
Speaker.
topmost priority for the government. I have not finished replying it, so please kindly allow me to speak. As per what you've mentioned earlier, it was stated that the way the government has handled the situation is pathetic. But let me ask about it too. While our government was making diligent efforts to control COVID, what was the opposition doing, or how did you even help? It was amply clear that all the while the opposition leaders were continuing with their politics as usual without even giving a helping hand to those in need. You can oppose our government as much as you want, but you should show solidarity
Minister,
at
how is
least
this
in the
even
matters of the
relevant to the
country's
matter at
honor,
hand?
development,
Please
and
stick to the
security.
answer. This is not the answer for the question we're looking for.
On both the
That
topics
nonsense.
as it concerns national security and our integrity. For now, we shall pass on to the next question. Question number 1 or 2. Honorable Leader of the Opposition Party, Mr. Shoaib, please proceed.
Thank you, Speaker Madam. My question today is to the Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Mr. Bhagat Krishna. Minister, as you know, there has been reports of insufficient ventilators and vaccines in the country. And you cannot simply refute these claims because these have been proven. Minister, statistics suggest that children under the age of 18 years represent about 8.5% of the reported cases. Several child fatalities have also been reported in the country. Several media have reported the shutting down of vaccination centers due to the acute shortage of vaccines. What measures have you taken for this? Does this show your inefficiency and, in turn, the inefficiency of your whole government to handle this health crisis?
Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Mr. Bhagat Krishna, please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, Madam. Honorable Minister, I would like to start by saying that your claims are fallacious to each and every inch. The reports driving on the lack of ventilators are completely false. As you see, the ventilators have been installed in the states and central government institutions for the COVID-19 management, and these have been supplied free of cost by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. We are also planning to procure another 63,000 ventilators by the mid of October. The Ministry of Health has the situation under control, and we are keeping the tabs upon the number of health procurements as per needs. Secondly, the Government of India has made all the necessary arrangements to secure the COVID-19 vaccines for the eligible beneficiaries as per the production and the availability of the COVID-19 vaccines in the country. The pace of COVID vaccination has improved significantly from the month of January 2021 to July 2021. This is clear enough proof.
Madam Speaker, this is simply a coax. We need a reasonable price for all those lives lost. I am clearly not satisfied with this answer, and I propose an investigation into this matter, how this government has mishandled the health crisis, unless and until the minister gives me a suitable reply, I myself and the members in this parliament will be satisfied with.
Minister, with all due respect, it was very unreasonable of you to say that. Do you have any idea about the steps and the efforts of management taken by the government with the intent to reduce the risk of cross-infection to the non-COVID patients, as well as to maintain the continuity of non-COVID essential health services in the country? A three-tier arrangement of dedicated COVID-19 health facilities has been implemented. Firstly, the COVID care centers, then the dedicated COVID health centers, and the dedicated COVID hospitals has been implemented all throughout the nation. It might seem pretty easy for you to sit there and criticize us without knowing the reason, but I request you to understand.
Minister, these are not baseless allegations. These are proven facts. The only misinformation here is in your hands.
Madam Speaker, the minister is talking rubbish. What measures have you taken for handling of black fungus? Can't you see the people are suffering here? If you can't handle these situations properly, then by all means, please resign. For the elections, we'll show them what we are capable of. We'll show the country how to handle the COVID crisis.
Order, order. Mr. Avnet, you will get the chance to ask a question. Let the minister continue.
Excuse me, Minister. The opposition must understand that there is no need for this government to hide facts, because this is a ministry under the National Democratic Alliance, and it is not led by the people who demolished the country for the past 70 years. You had two chances to take back in power, but the people chose us, and the public believes not.
This is completely irrelevant to the matter.
Regarding your second question on the black fungus, the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which is also known as the ABPMJAY, is a flagship program of the Government of India in which it provides health cover of rupees 5 lakh per family per year for secondary and tertiary care to all those families who cannot afford proper treatment. As you see, we are preparing more schemes by the day and reaching out to the people, and we are monitoring the cases each day.
Order. We'll continue with this topic tomorrow. Next question, please.
Madam Speaker, may I ask one more question?
Yes, you may proceed.
Speaker, Madam, as you know, the photo of the Honorable Prime Minister is explicitly displayed in the COVID certificate format. And why is this, may I ask? Until today, there has been no such instance of the crisis of medical aspects under a particular government. Whether it was the polio program or the HIV program, there has been no instance where such photos are placed. Isn't this a move to propagate the Prime Minister's dominance over the entire country and to mark him as the sole image of the country's leadership? Is this the government moving to an autocratic and tyrannical form of leadership? Did we take credit for the creating of polio vaccines and for the HIV certificates? No, because the health workers and the scientists who worked tirelessly in the background had more to do with it than us bureaucrats. And if the Prime Minister has the right to display his photograph, then so do the millions of health workers in the country who have worked much harder than him and played a much bigger role than him in battling COVID.
Minister, yes, I admit the fact that the above-mentioned photograph has stirred up enough controversy. But I just don't understand why a small photograph is irritating you and causing you a lot of disturbance. For your kind knowledge, we normally install the photographs of our ministers and representatives in the projects and campaigns carried out by them. Similarly, the vaccination program was one such campaign initiated under the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister of India. This was a joint effort of all the health workers and the ministry in achieving this feat. So we do have the right to place his photograph and there aren't any legal issues by doing so. It is not our problem whether you have installed a photograph of your leaders during the polio and HIV programs as mentioned or not. All the states are using the COVID application for the COVID-19 vaccination, and the vaccination certificates are generated through the COVID in a standard format.
Thank you, Mr. Bhagat. Next question by Mr. Ahmed. Please continue.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May I ask a question to Honorable Minister of Women and Child Development?
Yes, you may.
During this disastrous pandemic period, we also saw a rise in atrocities and crimes committed against women and children. What are the measures taken by the government to ensure protection to these vulnerable and unfortunate women? Also, with 66 suicide cases reported in Kerala during this time of pandemic, aggravates the fact that children are also a victim of these mental pressures and challenges brought by in the pandemic. What has the government done to bring down this rate? What steps have you taken to lessen these mishappenings?
Minister for Women and Child Development, Ms. Ishita, please proceed.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Well, these are certainly events of misfortune. Keeping in mind the safety of our beloved citizens, this government has activated several programs to keep our women and children safe. The government has activated National Helpline Number along with National Women and State Women Commission. Nationally, we have Sakshi Chalini, a Violence Intervention Center, and Saheli, a women's organization. Contact number for Shakti Shalini is 10920. Immediate help would be provided to all those in distress. We have taken necessary measures to make sure that the younger generations are safe mentally and fit physically. As we have seen a rise in abuse against children, awareness classes are now spread to the classes. Counseling sessions are provided to children to help them overcome the depression and mental stress caused due to the pandemic. The government always stands with children because we care for them.
Thank you, Ms. Ishita.
Honorable Speaker, may I please ask a question to the Minister of Finance?
Yes, you may.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Minister of Finance, we are well aware of the downfall of the economy due to the lockdown and restrictions imposed. The government has claimed the implementations of Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana to overcome economic slowdown. Do you think the way the government is proceeding with the stimulus package is parallel to the idea presented?
Honorable Minister of Finance, Nandana, please proceed.
I'm glad to let you know that the government has done everything under its power to uplift the lives of all its citizens, especially during this pandemic period. Under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, an additional rupees 40,000 crores has been allocated for MGNREGA to help generate nearly 300 crore person days to address the need of work of returning migrant laborers. This has immensely benefited the migrant laborers.
Minister, this has not been implemented evenly across the country.
As per the official records, the government has distributed free food supplies.
For my question.
Ms. Anshika, please allow me to continue and you will receive the answer you're so eager to get. As per the official records, the Government of India distributed free food supplies for 2/3 of its population as a part of its effort to mitigate the impact of the COVID-19 lockdown. This should be seen as an act to help the poorest and the people of most cities by
Why
the
does the
opposition.
government only favor some parts of the country? This has not been implemented
State
everywhere.
justice
Yes,
for
many
migrant
parts
laborers.
Your hands
Justice
of
for
justice
migrant laborers.
Maintain your
Madam
decorum. This
Speaker.
is a public forum for discussion and
is
debate.
not the answer we're
This
looking for.
matter must be studied deeply and debated intensely with the upcoming session. Session adjourned for tomorrow. Thank you.